Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by today. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I have been kind of recuperating today from my big day out yesterday. I had that infusion in Shreveport. I was sitting in that infusion chair for 7 hours yesterday. Now, I was sleeping much of that time. And it was some good sleep, but I was still wore out by the, end of the day. Big Daddy was tired too. So today he went to work and I was at home feeling sick, but still trying to function. And then I talked to Big Daddy on the phone and he's like, your body has been through a lot. Go to bed. Go get in the bed and, turn on a movie to watch on my tablet and just relax and go to sleep. He said, you don't need to be doing anything today. And I was like, I know. And so I went on and laid down in the bed and I slept good today too. I got about a 4-hour nap just a little bit ago. But, I was just going to do some talking in this video. I'm here, but I really just don't feel like doing anything. I might show you a few things, but really I'm just going to talk, okay? And I don't really have anything special for you to look at. You sure don't want to look at me because I look horrible. I look like I've been through the ringer, and I have, okay? Someone was asking about the pre-meds that I took yesterday. Oh my gosh. I don't know, I did not expect those pre-meds to hit like that. I mean, because when you take 50 milligrams of Benadryl, which is, I guess they're 25 millimeter pills, I think, in a package, you can take 2 of them, and it takes a little time to absorb in your body before you start feeling the effects. This is 50 milligrams in the central line. I have a port in my chest, and it's like having a central line. It goes straight into the heart, and it does not take any absorbing. It is immediately, and I was not expecting it to be. I guess it might have been last time. I can't really remember because that was 6 months ago, and I can't remember, and I just was not expecting it to be that fast, that quick, and that strong. And I wanted to just do a little clip and say the pre-meds that she gave me, and I was just, relax and get comfortable and go to sleep. And I just could not get it out. Oh my gosh. I got tickled at myself because I could not control what I was doing and saying and all. And it was hilarious. It was. And I was just trying to get through it. Oh my gosh. And I got so tickled at myself. And then I was thinking, this clip, I can't put this clip in there. And in the end, I decided to put it in, and I'm glad I did. That was hilarious. But, somebody was asking about the pre-meds, like, why? Why did they give you those pre-meds? Because that Rituxan infusion, that is a very, very strong, potent medication. It has a lot of side effects, and some people may even say it's risky taking that infusion because it is so strong, and the side effects are, you can look it up and read side effects and read the dangers of that medication and all. And some people would even refuse that medication. But when you are as sick as I am, the chronic illnesses, you take risk. And when I was presented with that medication and the risk and such, I'll take it. I'll do it. Because sometimes, you got to take the risk. And so I did, I signed up to take it. And so the medication is so strong. When you first begin that medication, they started out so slow, and you always get pre-meds. Even when I got a Benlysta infusion years ago, I got pre-meds on that also. not quite maybe as strong as these pre-meds. I don't really remember. I'm trying to make Sassy stay back. But when you start that medication, they start it really, really, really slow. And speed it up along. The whole time you are taking that medication, they're coming in and taking your blood pressure and temperature, like every so often, and then they might even have to slow the medication down. I'm talking about the IV running into you. They may have to slow that down, or they'll bump it up a little bit if you're doing good. If you're not doing so well, they slow it down. I didn't have any problems yesterday. I was smooth sailing, so they would just bump it up a little when they would come in, and then bump it up a little more the next time they come in. I think they might bump it up 3-4 times. I mean, I'm just kind of guessing right there. A few times that they'll bump it up. But, yeah, the pre-meds, that's what they're for, is to keep you from having reactions. The Pepcid is a blocker, and it blocks some, I can't even remember what all she said now, because I was wondering, why am I taking the Pepcid? Because they always give that as a pre-med, and I probably asked before and just can't remember. But, you know, and they give you the Benadryl, and the Vistaril is on standby if I need it. I did not get Vistaril yesterday, but it was there if I needed it, because I have needed it in the past. And then the cup of Tylenol to drink, and also, the steroids. So I got a big dose of steroids, and so I've been so hungry. Steroids make you feel like you are starving to death, and I have been just so hungry since yesterday afternoon. Since last night when we got home, I felt like I, could eat anything in this world, and of course I can't because of my conditions. But it does make you very, very hungry. And then the Benadryl, we've seen what that does to you when it goes straight into you like that. But today I've had some stomach issues, going to the bathroom a lot, nauseated, just real achy, and just feel like I'm sick, like maybe of the flu, but not real bad, but enough to make me feel horrible. You know what I'm saying? I think side effects could have been worse today. I think they have been in the past when I've taken it, but I felt really bad today and just had a really rough day. But I think the side effects today wasn't as bad as the day after in the past treatments. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I slept today and just I slept in the bed. But then before that, I was just sat in my chair like a zombie. Because it just leaves you feeling that way. And so, this weekend my plans are to take it easy, do a little bit, but not too much, because at this moment, I don't feel up to it. And tomorrow, I might wake up and feel great. That would be wonderful. But I'm not going to push myself. I'm just going to listen to my body. As you all know, my scissors here have been having a little trouble cutting. And so I looked on Amazon, and I could not find this. It's the Frisca. Ain't it? Yeah, it's the Frisca right here. And on these, you can close that point up to carry it in your bag or purse. So I looked online to get these. I could not find this. And then I saw these, and I was like, okay, well, let me get that. It's too tiny in my hand. I mean, it would work in a pinch, but this is much more comfortable, and I feel like I have more control. So I was very disappointed in this. Very disappointed in that. I don't feel like this is something I would keep over here. I don't know. I feel like this is dangerous for me. I don't feel like this is something I would keep over here And it's not a way to close it up and put it in your bag. You can put it in this, but I can guarantee that would come out in my bag. So I'm not pleased with this. And I actually ended up with, it was 3 of these in the package. I don't know. I'm just not happy with that. And so I'm just going to keep it out. I have not looked at Walmart. I looked at Amazon online, but I did not look at the Walmart online to see if they have these. So I will check that to see if I can find these. And I did not get tinfoil yet to try to sharpen this yet. I haven't bought tinfoil yet, but I will. I just got to get to the store to do it, obviously. But anyway, yeah, just taking it easy this weekend. Big Daddy had mentioned going and doing this and this and this, and going and getting the oil changed in his car, and going by the flea market and tidying up my booth, which is doing well. My booth is doing well. I'll do a whole video on that later. But he mentioned doing all these things, and I'm like, okay. Whatever. Oh, goodness. Watch out, Sassy. Watch out. She's over here trying to make sure Sissy's not... She got up because Sissy was trying to get up here. And she wants to tell Sissy no, that she's up here. I did get this book in the mail. I had ordered it a good while back from Poland. The author of this book is from Poland. And... yeah, I follow her on Instagram, and she does amazing doll photography, and I would love to be half as good as she is with doll photography, and that is one of my hobbies, doll photography. I collect dolls, and I take photos of my dolls, and sometimes I get them to Instagram, and sometimes I never even upload them, but I want to get into that more. I'm not able to get out of the house and do a lot of doll photography. Maybe a little bit. I always take a doll with me in my bag. There's always a doll in my bag. And it used to be exclusively Patina. And she's a vintage doll of mine from 1960. She's a poodle doll. But anyway, I used to exclusively carry her. Now I'll carry random dolls in my bag. But, you know, if I see a photo opportunity while we're out and I feel like getting out of the car to do it, I will. A lot of times I see a photo opportunity and I'm like, oh, I wish I felt like taking a photo right there. Because sometimes I just can't do it. I just can't. But anyway, so I'm trying to set up little photo opportunities around my home inside the house. Because that would be much easier for me. And it's just a hobby. It's just something to do instead of just doing nothing. It just gives me something to do. And it helps take my mind off of all my health junk going on, okay? Because I don't want to think about my health all the time. I don't want that to run my life. And here lately, it's that horse is running out in the lead, and I'm just want to be like, whoa, come back. Let me do something I enjoy and not focus on the health. You know what I'm saying? So I look for things to get my mind off my health and give my mind a break, kind of an escape. I call it that a lot. So my mind can escape all this health crap going on, because that's not fun to live that life. But anyway, I had got this doll photography book in, and I took it with me, actually, but I didn't get to look at it. I did look at some of the photos in the car on the way, but I could not read it. I needed to have it under my magnifying glass here to be able to read it, and so I hope to be able to do that some this weekend. Just read. I'm going to take it slow and it's a 2-page spread, and so it's just some ideas. I don't have any pink, and that's like a little, I think that's really cute. It's like a gender reveal photo type thing. It's the Barbie's actually expecting I don't know. It's just cute little, and she gives tips, and she tells her shutter speed. Now, we do have a camera like that, but I'm not using that camera. I'm just using my cell phone. I would not be able to pick up a heavy camera and not drop it and break it and all that kind of stuff. So I do well picking up my cell phone. I mean, I don't do well. I drop it continuously. So I would not pick up anything heavier than that. But anyway, so I have this book that I want to just enjoy reading and doing some photo shoots in. And it also came with, she had some Easter things, sets that she had put with this. So she had a few of those left available. And so I also got her Easter set in that. But look, it comes with a mini book of this book for your doll to hold for photos. How stinking cute is that? So you have this book for yourself. Now, this book doesn't really open up. It's a piece of foam board in there. But you can also make little books for your dolls. If you're intelligent enough, I don't have it in me to, like, you can go online and you find covers of photos that you like, just a photo. And then you can take that, put it in some kind of program that I don't have. I don't know how to do all this, but I see people do it. And they just go online, search the book you want. You take the photo of the book, shrink it down, and you just kind of make it into a little wraparound like that. And I guess most books have that online, the front and the back cover. And you just put that together. Take a little piece of foam board or even just some pages or something, a few little pieces of cardboard or something like that. And you create your own little book and glue it together. It doesn't open, but it's books for your dolls to hold and photos, or just stack up on a coffee table or something like that, in a photo shoot for your dolls. So I got the little book that I would have never been able to make myself because I don't know how to do all that. My son Dakota does. I mean, he would know how to figure that out and do it, but he's so busy. He don't have time to fool with me. He does not have time to fool with me. So it comes with a little book for your doll, and it was a pink or a green, mint green dress. And so I picked the greenish because I do have a lot of pink doll clothes. So I wanted something, different. I would have picked a blue or something, yellow or something like that instead of the pink, just because pink is a common clothes color for dolls, Barbies and such. And then this is knitted. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know who made this or, how she'd come about getting these sets, but that is adorable. And it's just a pink wrap to fit a Barbie doll. And it's sewn up on the sides, and it has armholes. But on the inside, I don't know. It's adorable. It is beautiful. And so the doll would wear this, and I have doll shoes, so the doll would wear that, and then that is the wrap to go around it. So she only had these available in the mint green and the pink. And the pink is beautiful, and the pink was actually like a lighter pink and a darker pink right here maybe. But I just chose this one because, something different other than pink, although I like pink. But I was just wondering, I wonder how difficult or easy it would be to make these. It's just like a back panel with basically it's a back panel with two front panels folded down and kind of, stitched together on the edge with armholes left out. But really, I don't know that this is stitched together. It's knitted. I was trying to see. I can't tell where it's even stitched together. So it might have been even made as a whole and made as one piece. and the armholes just left there. I don't know. But it does kind of look like it might be stitched together on the under the arms all the way down to the waist. And then it's just a white band around the bottom with a lot of fringe. So it would be pretty to like just make this all the way down to make like a bohemian style. I don't know. But, to like make this part longer and leave off all the fringe. That's what I'm trying to say. But the fringe one is cute too. But I think these could be made kind of easily. What I was saying is to make the longer sweater come down, like on the doll all the way instead of all this fringe. But I don't know. I just think it's really pretty, and somebody did a great job on that. Yeah, you can kind of tell right there where it is put together. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that on the white part, a little easier on the green. Anyway, it's pretty beautiful. And then since this was an Easter promo that she had did, and she had a few left over, a little basket of eggs, just as a little photo prop, came with it, and a little thing of flowers, which again would be easy to make if you had some little bitty tiny flowers. That looks more like baby's breath type stuff to me, but any tiny little flowers and some, what do you call that paper? Tissue paper. It'd be easy to make little things like this. I don't know, it might be a little difficult for me to do it because of my hands, but Big Daddy would help me one day if I had some colored tissue papers and wanted to make some different ones with, some little tiny flowers. I'll have to look at maybe Dollar Tree one day and see if they have little tiny flowers. Okay, that's a little, the inside here, it's just a little bit sticky and tacky, and that's just what held the clothes down in place. So they weren't like stitched in, or those little plastic things holding them in, like, you have when you buy toys nowadays. But anyway, I thought that was a cute little set, and I'm anxious to do some photos when I feel a little bit better. Like, I want to jump in it and do it so bad, but my body is saying, rest, don't push yourself. So I would love to have, I need some help doing something. What I really want to do is go through my doll room and organize it a little better and organize all my little photo props. I have some boxes and drawers and different containers, but I have problems digging in stuff, right? It's hard to dig in to find exactly what you're looking for. So I need my things like organized a little better in my props. So I'm not trying to dig in that with this. And this is very, very sensitive, by the way. Those nerves are right up under there. The least little bump sends me in tears. I'm serious. It don't hurt for a long time, but the initial bump of any of these nubs is just like, oh, and it hurts. It brings tears to your eyes. And then, you're just like, oh my gosh, it hurts so bad. And then it eases up and goes away. It's not like a long time hurt. It's just a few minutes, maybe 2 minutes at the most, probably. But it is some kind of pain in those 2 minutes. Thankfully, it does not last. But digging in something is first off, I can't pick it up even if I was to find it. So it's pointless. Anyway, so I got this book, and I'm anxious to read. I've looked at the pictures, but I'm anxious to read about the photography and stuff in there. So I tried to take that with me, and I did look at pictures in the car, but I did not read it. And then it was in my bag in case I wanted to look at it while I was in the infusion chair, but that did not happen. That did not happen. Trust me. I have another little doll book that I'm gonna have to go get out. That it's some little photos of the Sad-Eyed Susie dolls, and so not that I'm trying to recreate those photos, just to give me tips. This book gives a lot of tips and direction on how to create some lovely photos. You know, like the back scene of like, this is what it looks like around that doll, and this is how I set that scene up. The other little book I have is just some book of photos. It's not instructional or anything like that, but just, you know, might inspire me. So I want to get that book out. It's on a shelf in my doll room because I've had it for a long time. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to update you all and let you know I'm okay. I'm just taking it easy, trying to recover from that yesterday. And I had a really good time in Hobby Lobby yesterday evening. I have a video clips that I need to put together, and I'll probably have to do a voiceover on a lot of that, because at times the music in Hobby Lobby is so loud that there's no way YouTube would accept that video. And so I'll have to go back and look at it and see what parts can be used. I did interview a lady in there and talked with her about her doll dresses that she had made. And so I hope the music is not loud on that part, and I can put that in there. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you all. And I got some stuff at Hobby Lobby for future videos, like set on some videos, and I got some really cute things and some yarn to do a tutorial on some Scrubology yarn. And if you missed that video and you're interested in a tutorial, I did buy Scrubology yarn in red, white, pink, yellow, and dark green or Kelly green, and a lime green. So, and the only one I bought 2 of was, I might have bought 2 of the reds just because I plan to make a lot to put in my booth. And I might have bought an extra green just because I felt like if I make a lot, I'd probably need a lot of green. I don't know. Anyway, anything else? I don't know. Big Daddy got off work about 4:30, so he's in there relaxing. He was home when I woke up and come through. He was there at his chair relaxing. I said, "What time did you get home?" He said, I got home about, I think he said I left work about 4:30, because everybody else in the office leaves at 4. He's used to working 8 to 5, and people in the office where he's at now, they're working like 9 to 4, I believe. And he's kind of not used to that. The first day at 4 o'clock, the ladies come in there and said, "What time do you plan on leaving?" And he's like, 5. And they're like, "Well, it's 4 and we're leaving now." And so anyway, he's the first one there in the mornings, and at 8, and other people roll in about 8:45 to 9 o'clock, I believe he said. And he's just not used to that. He's used to working, 8 to 5. But anyway, he loves it. He's, excited about what he's doing, and which he's always loved his job. He did not leave his other job because anything happened, other than it was a lot of stress. It was a lot of stress because he wasn't only doing one facility, he was doing like 11 facilities. And he was not getting paid for 11 facilities. Let me just say that up front. He was really just not getting paid for his worth at all. And so this job is a lot less stressful. That is the main benefit. It's a lot less stressful. And I think our insurance coverage is going to be a little bit better and a little bit less expensive. Like, we were paying out the wazoo on insurance. And of course, any insurance is going to fight you tooth and nail, like not wanting to cover things. That's a given. You can expect that always. But they fought us on everything, and I'm like, do they realize how much money we are paying them? Because it's a lot. Our premium or whatever that we paid, held out of our paycheck, was a lot of money for them not to want to cover anything. So this new insurance, it's our part that we pay is a lot less, like a little bit less, half and a little bit less. I'm like, what? That is like gonna feel weird. So therefore, that's a raise right there, just paying less than the insurance, right? And then the coverage, I can't remember what Big Daddy said, if it was about the same or if it was a little bit better. I want to say he said it was a little bit better. And he was supposed to print that policy off and bring it home to me to look at, but he never has. So, anyway, it's a done deal. That insurance starts August the 1st. We have our old insurance until August the 1st. And then the new insurance kicks in that day. So, we're set, we're covered, we're good. It'll all be fine. It's just amazing how things, work out and do, But anyway, it's all in God's hands. He knows what he's doing. I don't. I'm just along for the ride. And whatever happens, happens, Oh, Walmart. Let me give an update on Walmart. This is weird. Okay, so I did call and complain. I called my local store. I called the 1-800-Walmart several times and spoke with several different people. And each time they can go on my order on their, end of the computer and pull up my order, and they can see the photo where my groceries were delivered, right? They can see all that. And they are just like, you gotta be kidding me. No way did somebody do that to your groceries. I mean, they're all just appalled. You know what I'm saying? But they don't have the power to just refund the money right there. One of them said if it had been up to I think $150 or less, then she can refund money. But it was a $400 order, okay? $411. And I'm just like, they are saying they don't have the power to do that. They have to send that up the chain. Somebody else with more power than them can approve that or deny it or whatever. And so I talked with several different people. I talked with, I even called to cancel the membership, because there's no way I'm paying for a membership when you don't know if you're going to get your groceries delivered to your door or not. And yes, my groceries are supposed to be delivered to my door. Someone commented that I wasn't paying to have them delivered to my door, but yes, I am. Yes, I am. They're delivered to my door every week. I mean, there's been a few times that it hasn't, worked out that way, where the driver just is not into their job. But for the, most part, the groceries are delivered to the door. And they take a picture of them sitting at my door. They knock on the door and let me know the groceries are there. Most of the time, Phoebe lets me know they're there. But I guess Phoebe didn't know that lady was out on the road, or whoever delivered them. I never saw the person. But anyway, so they did issue me a refund, but this is what they did. I have no idea. And I don't even have the energy to deal with this. Just whatever. They issued me a refund on a very old order. They just went in there and randomly picked an older order that was about half price of this. So it was $226, I believe, that they refunded me. And it was an old order. It wasn't even the order that this happened on. and they refunded that to me, and it was deposited in my bank. First, they sent me an email stating that my groceries was delivered, and they would not be issuing a refund. And I got this email like in the middle of the night, and I was on the phone with my friend Angela. This was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, what? That is acceptable to them that that the groceries were delivered, be happy with it, pretty much, you know. I was just like, livid. And so I typed up a snarky email, a reply or something, and I put it in under a little feedback survey thing, and then it comes back and says that this email is not monitored. Basically, your email went nowhere and you wasted your time and effort. But then a few minutes later, I was just issued $226 refund. So, whatever. I don't know. I have not sat down and figured up the groceries that we threw away. All the dairy, refrigerated stuff or freezer stuff, and some other items. Ants got in everything. Like if it was a box that ants could get into, or a bag that ants could get into, they got in it. So I have not added up all the stuff that was thrown away versus the things that we were able to keep, like canned foods, jars, I'm trying to think, drinks, like a 2-liter drink, I got me some apple juices, individual bottles that come shrink wrapped together. Those were okay. The puddings were okay, like the Jello pudding. Those were okay. The way they were thrown out of her car, and I do believe they were thrown because the Walmart bags were torn, and also if anything had a cardboard wrapper on it, as like the Jello puddings, that wrapper was broke, and then the Jello puddings were just like in the dirt. So Paige wiped those off with a wet rag and cleaned those. So those were good once they were cleaned and the ants gotten off everything. So I haven't even added that up to see what was thrown away versus what was kept, the money wise, to see if the $226 covers everything that was thrown away. I just hadn't done that yet because I'm going through something else right now. But I don't know how they come up with that $226 old order. They randomly picked an old order and gave a refund on it. I don't know. That's very confusing, and I really do not have the emotional energy to spend on that right now, to deal with that. I don't have when you're chronic illness, you're just hanging on by a thread at all times. You're just hanging on by a thread. The least little thing can just send you over the edge. And to have to deal with something that emotionally draining, I don't have it in me. I really don't. So I'm just at the mindset of take the $226 and be happy. No, that's not what I want to happen. I don't know that that's even fair. I haven't figured it up to see if it's even fair or not yet. But I also don't have the emotional ability to deal with it at the moment. So that's that. But I will not be ordering groceries through Walmart anymore. Because it's too much of a gamble. Are you going to get your groceries or not? Are you throwing your money away? And if you don't get your groceries, how much of a refund are you going to get? It's too risque. It's risque. It's too risky. It's too risky. I don't have money to throw away like that, okay? Our money is precious. I need my groceries. Oh, goodness. I hate dealing with stuff like that. I hate that it happened. And, someone in the comments said, maybe the lady was going through some stuff and whatever. But she's the one that chose to pick up that order to deliver it. It is a delivery service. What I did ask on the phone here at my local Walmart are the people who deliver the groceries, are they employees of Walmart, or are they a delivery service? And she said it's a delivery service contracted with Walmart. So the orders come up, these people get the orders, kind of like Uber, I think, or I didn't mean to say Uber. I meant to say, I can't think. The food delivery places like Grubhub. I can't think of what all the different ones are. I can't think of all the different ones. DoorDash. That's it. It's kind of like DoorDash and Uber. I can't think of my words. Grubhub and things like that. They, have their phone, they have the app, they get the orders come through, they have a choice, they can see the tip and all that and where the order is located. They have the choice whether to accept that delivery or decline that delivery. And so she accepted the delivery. It wasn't forced on her. So if she was in bad health, then that's not the job for her. Because it definitely would not be the job for me. I wouldn't sign up to do a job that I know my body can't do. She was able to see the tip because her tip was $34. If you have a tip for you're just getting a tip for $34. Plus you're getting paid by the company that you're working for. I don't get it. I just don't get it. So she knew how much her tip was, but I'm sure she knows now that she did not get that tip. Paige got that tip. And I was gladly to give it to Paige for having to go out there. And then Paige got ant bites all over. When she brought the groceries in, she did not know the first set of bags that she picked up was full of ants. And she didn't realize that. She was sick also because she had a kidney stone. She didn't have no business going out there doing that either. But she took the wagon, went out there and got got groceries in the wagon, pulled the wagon up to the house. She brought some groceries in, and probably brought like 3 trips to the wagon right at my door and brought groceries in. And then she went out there and got some more groceries. While she's doing that, the ants are sitting on the counter. The bags. The bag's full of ants, and ants are just coming out and going everywhere. She comes back in, and by that time, she is getting eat up by ants on her arms and hands because carrying the bags. And she realized, oh, there's ants, and she's getting covered, eaten by ants. She gets back in the house. There's ants everywhere on the kitchen counters. I did not have ants the day before. And so... So here was my whole deal. So now we have ants, but we got ant traps, or I don't know. So she brought all these ants in from the house, unknown to her at first. Then she realized. And then we were just, like, oh, everything was melted, popsicles. Not the popsicles in the little plastic sleeves that you just throw in your freezer and they freeze. Popsicles that's on a stick, like fudge popsicles that's on a stick. And I had bought different types of popsicles because that's one thing I can eat is popsicle and ice creams. The ice creams were all just melted, And the popsicles they're on a stick and then in a paper little baggy type thing that you rip open and pull the popsicle by the stick out. Those were all just melted. It was a mess. It was a mess. And then Walmart's like, why didn't you save all that? Like, how? How do you save that kind of crap? And then we just threw it away. And then our garbage service came Wednesday morning and emptied our garbage, thankfully, because I'd hate for all that food to sit in the garbage and smelling, because it was lunch meats, milk, liquid, my cold refrigerated dairy, coffee creamer. I get the Stone Cold, sweet and creamy. I always get the big bottle of it that's like $7. And so it was even leaking. That's why the milk was leaking. That's why I think she just threw the groceries. I just think she threw them because things were busted. If she had just set them on the ground, they would not have been busted and broke out of packaging and stuff. I had bought some of those Kool-Aid jammer things. I was going to get a shaved ice machine, which Walmart didn't have one in store. Target doesn't have one in store. And I just hadn't got as far enough to find one to order yet. But I wanted to get like a little snow cone. I've got to have electric because I ain't turning no crank. I want to get a electric shaved ice snow cone maker type thing. Because that's one thing my, doctor had even said, or either the dietitian or the GI doctor, one of them said, shaved ice, pour some flavoring on it. She's like, they have syrups. At my store, they didn't have any syrup, but I ordered some of those Kool-Aid jammer things. They're just like, they're cheap, maybe $2 for a pack of 6 of them. And they're just like these individual little plastic bottles. It might come 6 shrink wrapped up in a little cardboard bottom. And so I ordered a red, a blue, and a grape. I don't know what they were. Anyway, when she threw those out, she had to have thrown them. The plastic of those just broke loose, and all those little bottles are just out in the dirt and the ants, and a lot of them, the little twisty thing at the top leaked, and it was just that juice everywhere. I'm sure those ants were just like, yummy, yummy. So anyway, my whole thought process was, this is what I was trying to do. I knew I had my procedure on Thursday. I knew Friday I was going to feel really bad. Friday, possibly Saturday, possibly Sunday. I was just trying to be prepared that I could order my groceries, have them delivered, and then after my procedure, I wouldn't have to worry about groceries. We had food in the house. We could just relax the weekend if that's what my body needs to do, and we have food. You know what I'm saying? We're not having to worry about, oh, we don't have this, we don't have that. What do we have that I can eat? Right? And we were out of a lot of stuff. And so that didn't work out that way. So Wednesday night, I told Big Daddy, I said, I do not feel like going to Walmart, but I need to go and pick up a few things just to get us through the weekend. And we needed to go get some ant traps. So Big Daddy got I was thinking ant spray. I don't know what I was thinking. He didn't want to spray ant spray around because of the cats. And right. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. Because we hadn't had to have ant spray since we've had the cats. We had not had an ant issue. We have in the past. And we bought ant spray. But we didn't have cats at that time. But now we have cats to think about. And Big Daddy was like, I don't think we can use ant spray because of the cats. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. So he bought these little ant traps. And he put them on the back of the kitchen counter, going down. And then he said last night, I think there's less ants. And then he said that those were designed for the ants to go in, get the food, or whatever's inside those traps, and take it back to the nest, to the queen. And then I was like, I thought about this all night long. Their queen is not here. Their queen is out there in the road in an ant bed. They just were out searching for food and ended up in our house. And their queen is outside. So who are they taking this back to? I don't know. I thought about that all night long, y'all. The things that get in our mind and we can't stop thinking about. And I'm thinking the traps are not helping us because they don't have no queen to take that food back to. I don't know. Anyway, so Walmart delivery I just don't feel like that's going to be the thing for us. It would be wonderful if that did work out. And we don't have that. We have a Brookshire's that is super, super expensive. I cannot afford to buy groceries at Brookshire's. We have a super one that is more expensive than Walmart. They're a sister to the Brookshire's. They're like a sister chain to that. They're more expensive than Walmart, but not as expensive as Brookshire's. I think they deliver. I don't know. I don't buy groceries there, so I'm not really familiar with them. And then we have Walmart. That's our choices for groceries. Our Target is not a super Target. It doesn't have groceries. It has a little bitty tiny food section, but, you know, not groceries. So, I don't know. We can do the curbside pickups. It's getting the groceries in the house for us. Having to make trips to the car and getting the groceries in. And that's why when I do delivery, I do bigger stuff like gallons of milk, 2-liter drinks, cases of drinks, or cases of things, you know, rather than the small individual things that's easier for us to carry, because we do curbside pickups also, but it's smaller items and not as big as orders. Yeah. Like, glass jars. If I'm ordering multiple things of glass jars, I would get that on the delivery. So it would get to the door and all we got to do is just pick it up and bring it into the house and put it away. Versus, you know, getting it out of the car and into the house. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is for us, but we're going to figure it out. Just not today. Not this weekend. We'll figure it out later. So, anyway, we still don't have all the groceries that we need. We ran through Walmart. We got the ant spray, some milk, and I got me some puff corn. That's those Cheetos puff corns and the banana. No, they're in butter flavor. They had the cheese flavor and the butter flavor. I eat both of those. The butter flavor is my favorite, but the Cheeto ones are good too. They just melt in my mouth and just dissolve into nothing. But it gives me a snack and something, you know, a satisfaction of eating something. That's another mental thing, you know, you just need satisfaction of eating something. But I was trying to find new things for me to eat, such as, cream cheese with apple jelly or cream cheese with pepper jelly. Back in the day when we would have homeschool mom's night out and stuff, that was one of my favorite things to have at mom's night out. And somebody always brought it. A block of cream cheese with pepper jelly poured over it and then crackers. So I'm eating that just without crackers. I'm eating it with a spoon. Or that's what I want to get. I did get some pepper jelly and some cream cheese, but I want to get some more to have with some apple jelly and, my ice creams and just some different dairy things that we were trying out for me. This was after I made a list with my GI doctor and also my dietitian, and also I went over some of those ideas with my friend Eva, and she had some ideas also, and so I wrote those down and put it all, made a list of things to get to try to see how it worked for me, because you just get tired of the same thing every day. Chicken broth gets old real fast, okay? Just hot water with chicken broth. But a lot of times, instead of just doing chicken broth, I would do like cream of chicken. And it usually has about 3 or 4 little bitty tiny squares of chicken that Phoebe is waiting on. When I get a bowl of soup, Phoebe is sitting there waiting on her chicken broth. But I mean, the little chicken pieces in it. But the cream of chicken is just a little bit creamier and makes you feel like you're eating something more than water, right? And so I was trying to find a beef equivalently to that. Like, just not beef broth, but something more creamy, like cream of chicken. And so, just trying to find something, you know, because you just get tired of eating, like, just some Alfredo sauce. Like, just a jar of Alfredo sauce, heating that up, and just eating that. Just for something different, you know? Rather than just some hot water that's flavored like chicken or beef. So it's hard. It's a mental thing too, because you just want to eat something. You want to feel normal, and you have that desire to eat, and you know you want to mentally, you got to do something for yourself. So popsicles, ice cream, things like that. The puff corn, mashed potatoes with some gravy, things in that kind of consistency, applesauce, puddings. And I'm not a diabetic, so don't even start with that. And I get a lot of messages and emails and stuff about not telling people that I'm diabetic. I'm not diabetic. And also, what was I going to say? I forgot. Oh, like, because of my severe gastroparesis, I can't eat, like, high fiber things. Like a normal person would eat high fiber, but also, you know, I can't eat normal things because of my esophagus. And so, and I also can't eat high fiber because of the gastroparesis. And it's a whole little puzzle to figure out, and we're working on it. We're working on it together with my dietitian and my GI doctor. We're, you know, bouncing ideas, and thankfully the GI doctor and the dietitian are both in my chart. They're both in the same system, and they can both see what the other suggestion, and you know, they can converse with each other and with me, and so it's perfect the way it's playing out. So we're gonna figure it out. It's just taking time to get there. Oh, and then my GI doctor was able to, when she did the scope, she was able to see what the inside of my esophagus looks like, and the strictures and all that in there. Like, you know, she thought she was just going to scope me, and she couldn't get that scope in, and had to get a neonatal scope, and was maneuvering to try to get that in. And she was just like in shock. When she came to recovery, she was just like in disbelief of what she had just saw inside me. And the way she was talking with me and Big Daddy was looking at each other like, oh my gosh, like what's going on, you know? Because she was talking about some devastating stuff, and we were just like in awe, you know, in shock, speechless. I still haven't processed all that. But I go back and have that scope again in August on the 18th, and we're hoping for better news. Like doing all this draining that I'm doing, we're hoping that it has gave my esophagus and stomach time to heal. Oh, and I don't think I shared this. Because of all the ulcers and lacerations and all this kind of stuff, erosion and all that in my esophagus and my stomach, that's all bleeding, right? So I have all this internal bleeding going on in there. And so I'm anemic again. I've dealt with being anemic forever, it seems like, and I often have to go and get iron infusions. Thankfully, I can get those here at home. My doctor just needs to set them up at the hospital that I'm at here. And all this is connected, you know, so he's going to be setting up iron infusions for me because my iron is depleted. And that's one reason I feel like crap, because my iron is depleted so much from blood loss. And so, yeah, it's a lot. It really is. And it's overwhelming. It is just a lot to deal with. And so, you just never know what a person is dealing with on the inside of their body. It's a battle going on in mine, and it's a lot to deal with. And I'm just overwhelmed and sometimes just so frustrated because it's all so complicated. But I'm doing what I need to do to push forward and to, live life. Try, I'll never get better. Like let me just rephrase that. I could be. I don't want to get into that. I really don't want to get into that. There's no cure. There's no man-made cure. Like there's no medication that's going to cure this. Let's just word it like that. We all come from different religious backgrounds, and I'm not pushing anything down anybody's throat. You do you, I'll do me, but let's still be friends, even though we have different faiths or beliefs or whatever. We can still be friends. We do not have to agree. And I don't want to feel like I'm saying you have to think this way, because I don't feel that way. You do you, I'll do me. Okay? But we can still be friends. And so there's no man-made medication that's going to cure my many ailments and autoimmune diseases and such. My esophagus is paralyzed. It's hardened. It's like a PVC pipe, and all these strictures in there. My stomach is partially paralyzed. My intestines are paralyzed. This is all from Scleroderma. My heart has it's in stage 1, and it has not progressed any further. My abdomen, from the very bottom of my abdomen, like just above my private area, all the way up to my breast, is hardened and numb and paralyzed. I use the word paralyzed because it doesn't, like in my stomach, my doctor uses the word paralyzed for my stomach and intestines. So I was just kind of using that for what else I have going on, because that's best how to describe it. But my skin is like very, very hard, thick, numb from on the outside of my abdomen, from very low all the way up my abdomen, and both breasts are like that. And so I have a lot going on, a whole lot. But I'm still here. I'm still fighting. I'm still trying to enjoy life. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I want to be active. I want to have things to do to occupy my mind. I want to have things to do to, just enjoy and not just sit and dwell on my sickness. I could easily do that. I could just sit in a chair and just think about my diseases and what all I have going on in my body, my chronic illness. But I don't want to think about that all the time. That's why I try to do things to, that's why I do all these fun little things, because I don't want to think about all the nasty stuff. I want to think about the happy, fun stuff. And so that's why I do all this. It's not because I'm crazy. Maybe a little bit. But it's just because, I need things to distract me. I don't need to think about the illnesses and such like that. Okay, these are some of my sad-eyed Susie dolls, and they all have these big, big eyes, sad-eyed Susie, and they're from 1960, and they were made in Hong Kong. Now, some of these come on really, really bad bodies, and I pop their heads onto a Penny Bright doll body, because you can get these doll bodies really cheap if you search and wait. You can get these bodies, like I got 4 of them for $20 here a month or so ago for these bodies, and then I just pop these heads off and put them on the bodies. They're the same size and everything. But this one is this one is a sad-eyed Susie okay body, but some of the bodies are worse than this one, and I have to they're thin plastic dime store type old dime store type bodies, and I pop heads and put on those, but this is a better version of that. Anyway, so this is just some of my dolls, my sad-eyed Susie dolls. I have a large collection of these dolls. I love these dolls. I stock these dolls on eBay, and I buy them when they're cheap. And I make offers when people have them at higher prices. And, I say, well, if you don't sell it, contact me. And, but I cannot pay more than this. And sometimes they'll contact me back and stuff, Anyway. They're all the same doll, but they all have different looks. Their hair is choppy, ugly, looks like a little kid took scissors to it. They all have different looks. And so my dolls all have names, and they all have their own little personalities that I've created for them and such. And so, yeah, that's a whole nother world that I live in sometimes. But it helps me get through the day without, just focusing on everything going on in my body. Guys, I did not mean to talk this long. I thought I was going to do like a little 15-minute video. And look at us. If you're still here, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate your love and support and your prayers. I believe in the power of prayer. But I appreciate your good thoughts, your vibes. Just, yeah, I'll take it all, okay? Send me all the good vibes and all your good thoughts and prayers. And, yes. All right, guys, I'm going to let you all get going. I can't believe it's been an hour. I can run my mouth, can't I? I love you all so much, and I just enjoy spending time with you and talking to you guys, and I love reading your comments. Even though I cannot reply to every comment, I read them, and I chuckle a lot of times when I'm reading the comments, and Big Daddy, if we're in the car, Big Daddy will be like, what'd they say? And I'll read the comment to him. But I just appreciate you being here, and the support and the love that you guys show me is just beyond unbelievable, really and truly. I never thought I would have a community that, like this. That was not even the goal in the beginning. My YouTube channel has taken like different roads that I thought it would even take. I mean, I don't know. It's not what I had originally even thought my YouTube channel would be. Matter of fact, my son Dakota had made me a YouTube channel 16 years ago. And I was like, I don't want to do YouTube. And he forced me to show some of the lap books that I had done, or my kids had made. I had made Elijah when he was little, or Dakota had made when he was, around that age that he had made me do the lap book videos. And they're still on my channel. But after that, I didn't do anything with that YouTube channel for years. It just sat there. And then finally, after I got into yarn and was watching YouTube channels, I was talking to Dakota. I was like, I think I would show my creations on YouTube, what I've made. And so he changed the name Llama Mama Kayla. My kids came up with that. At the time of my life, a lot of little kids in my life called me Sugar Mama. And I don't know why we didn't go with that, but they came up with, I think it was Elijah, actually, it came up with Llama Mama Kayla. We were just bouncing ideas around one day, and one of them came up with that, and I think it was Elijah. And That's how the channel got its name. It just kind of rolls off the tongue, Llama Mama Kayla. And then Dakota helped me, start filming videos. And he helped me like each video for a while before I got it down and was able to do. And those first videos are so painful to watch. Oh my God, I was so nervous. But, I'm more relaxed now. But those first videos, and I think that's the way it is for everybody, are just horrible because of the nervousness, the awkwardness, and everything. But anyway, I don't even know where I was going. Okay, so my YouTube channel has went totally opposite directions than I thought I was doing. Like, I had no real plans or goals for my YouTube channel. Like, I just wanted to have fun and enjoy, share my creations, and I don't know. But it has went a totally different direction. And I'm just going to tell y'all this, okay? When I'm praying, like a lot of times when I wake up in the mornings and I'm just thanking God that I woke up and, praising Him and thanking Him, I include my YouTube channel in that. I do. I thank God all the time for my YouTube channel and my subscribers, my followers, who I feel like are friends, even though we've never seen each other and met. I just feel a connection with you guys. And when people who comment over and over and over, and I read your comment, and then, and then you tell me a little more of your story in another video and another comment, I feel like I get to know you. Y'all know everything about me. Like, what color underwear I'm wearing. Not really. It's white. But, not really. But I feel like y'all know all my deep personal thoughts. And a lot. Now, I do leave some things out. And of course, sometimes when I'm telling a story, I might even leave out details. But, y'all know me. And I'm getting to know you through comments. That's how I get to know you individually. And so when, people comment over and over, and I feel like I get to know that person. And so that's the way I feel with you guys. And I don't know, I appreciate you all so very much. I really, really do. Oh, and then let me just show her, because I love her red hair. Red-headed dolls are a little bit rare. You just don't, most times when dolls are made, they're either made blonde or brown hair. And then sometimes you'll see a black-haired doll. And then, sometimes you might see an auburn color. Red hair is sometimes, but sometimes they're kind of rare to find. And so, she has red hair. She has white hair, which also can kind of be rare, depending on, for older dolls. For, now they have those Rainbow High, Monster High, and all those dolls that do have wild color hair. But I'm talking about for an old school doll, or just for a Barbie doll, or a lot of times red hair like that is kind of rare to find, especially an older vintage doll. And she's on the vintage body. She is on a vintage body for sure. These are vintage bodies too. They're penny bright doll bodies. But, and her arm is a little loose. But anyway, she's there. She can still be posed for photos. I don't have to have perfection. Anyway, I'm saying all that kind of stuff and then got distracted. I'm just saying I love each and every one of y'all, and I wish y'all the best. And I know a lot of y'all are going through health issues. And then you might say, but mine's not as severe as yours. But whatever you're going through is very important. It's not like, I don't like it when people say, I have this going on, but it's not as severe as yours, or I'm not as bad off as you, or my issues don't compare with yours. No. Don't think that way. Whatever you're going through is very important. It is if it's the worst thing you've been through, then it's the worst thing for you. Don't compare it to me or to someone else, and think that your issue's not that big a deal or whatever. Whatever you're going through is a big deal. You're the one living it, okay? People who don't have health issues, I'm so thankful for them. I'm happy for them. And a lot of people try to, that don't have health insurance issues, they try to be understanding and just are like, wow, I don't know if I could go through that. But really and truly, you don't have a clue unless you're going through it. And I'm so glad, other people aren't going through it. I wouldn't wish this on no one, for goodness sakes. But people who are going through something, don't think that your issues are minimized because mine might be so severe. Let's not do that. Yours are important. Your issues, whatever you're going through, it's what you're going through. And I'm going to pray for you just like you're going to pray for me. And yeah, but I know a lot of you have health issues, chronic health issues. I know some of my peeps are in the hospital or just got out of the hospital and are dealing with a lot, Whatever you're dealing with is very meaningful to me also. And we're just here for each other. That's all we can do. Is be here for each other and love and support and lift each other up. I don't know where we have gotten in this world where women, I see this a lot on Facebook. That's why I don't even get on Facebook a lot. But I see it on YouTube videos or Instagram videos. People like to tear people down. Where did we get that from? Why is that a thing? Like, women should be lifting women up. But women often tear other women down. They blame other women. When people are going through something, they blame them. If something happens with somebody's child, they blame the mama. They don't ever blame the daddy. They blame the mama. And just sometimes things just happen and it's nobody's fault. Kids are fast. Kids get into things fast, and kids are explore, and they can do a lot in just a few moments that you was not expecting them to do or whatever. But people blame the mama. They love to tear women down. I don't get it. I just don't get it. So we're here to lift each other up. We're here to support each other and share our love and not blame each other for what's going on in your life. We're not playing the blame game, and we are not tearing each other down. And I appreciate you all for that. I have the best subscribers out there. I do. We all have the same subscribers. But I like to think mine are a little more special. Alright, guys. I'm at some point, when I feel a little better this weekend, I'm going to finish my robin, which is now a bluebird. And I want to make some other things out of this. I, got some more of the Woobles type tube yarn to make some things out of here. Now, you can use any yarn. You can use 4-weight, you can use DK yarn, 4-weight yarn. You can use a bulky yarn to make these things. Just use the hook according to what yarn you're using. And you can use these patterns and use any yarn. I am going to use some Wooble type yarn and make some items. But, it's all the same pattern. You just do what you're comfortable with. I'll do what I'm comfortable with. But I am going to finish my bluebird and make some more things from this book. I just got to, feel a little bit better. I got to feel like focusing on a pattern. That's the deal. When I feel really bad and drained and such, like as of right now, I can't read a pattern and like focus on what I'm supposed to be doing. I might read it and think something totally that it's not saying. So I need to be in a good mindset to be able to read a pattern and, follow the directions and keep up with what row I'm on. That takes a lot of brain power. It does. All right, guys. Oh, gosh, I talk some more. I mean, golly, somebody slapped some duct tape on my face. Shut me up. I love you all so much. And I will see you in the next video. Remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet if you feel like it, if your health allows you to today. It's also a beautiful day to sit and look at a book. Like, I have some crochet books in there by my recliner. And I just sit and look at those crochet books, okay? Like a magazine or a book. I just flip through them and look at them, and I might mark pages that something, you know, like, I want to go back and make this. So, yeah, it's a beautiful day to just do that. I'll see y'all there. And bye, friends. I love you all.